Hey ladies, welcome. I am Dr. Dana Reese, founder of Divine Dream Love and Success Academy. So today I want to talk to you about an issue that you probably have faced in the past. If you're dating, you've probably faced this, and this is ghosting. So why do men show up and tell you they want you and then disappear? So there's some reasons why this happened. Uh, General reasons. I can't address your specific situations without more information, but if you want to set up a coaching session with me, click on the email link at the top of the TikTok page, or you can email me at prophetdanareese@gmail.com and I will set up a coaching session with you. So let's break it down into phases. Let's talk about when a man disappears during those initial texting phases before you actually have a face-to-face meeting. So these interactions are usually limited to texting. Maybe you met a guy online, maybe you communicated on social media, and he may have started texting you and then maybe he dropped off the grid. So could be several reasons. Number one, he could have just realized he really isn't genuinely interested in meeting you or going further after that initial excitement wears off. Could be overwhelm or distraction. So he could be going through work or personal issues or other commitments that may have taken priority, which caused him to lose focus. Also, let's be real. In today's age, until there's a relationship in place, most men and many women are actually pursuing multiple options. So he may be communicating with several women at one time, and he may have decided to pursue someone else. Also, perceived incompatibility. He might have noticed some signs of incompatibility or red flags that made him think, okay, I just don't feel the connection. I don't want to go further with this. Also, poor communication skills. Some people struggle with consistent communication and might unintentionally drop off without meaning to. They just get distracted and it's not even about you at all. Also, you may, in these situations, there may be mild disappointment, and maybe you were hopeful that you were going to meet this man or something was going to come out of it. So there could be mild disappointment. It could cause you to question your self-worth, but don't, because I promise you, it's not about you. It doesn't mean you're not attractive. It doesn't mean you're not worthy. And so don't take it personal. Number two, this is a scenario where a man disappears after going on a few dates. So let's talk about some reasons why this could happen. This occurs after a few dates where there's been some level of personal interaction. Maybe you've shared, with this person. There's been a preliminary connection that has been established. So why would a guy just ghost you or disappear? Could be that he realized incompatibility. After spending more time together, he may have realized that the connection or the chemistry or the compatibility is not there. He could have a fear of commitment. So he could just be looking for something casual, something quick and easy, and he may have just decided, I don't want to invest in one person right now. Also, he could just be a man who's emotionally unavailable. He might, and there are some men that are good at dating, but they're not good at relationships. So he could be struggling with inter-emotional connections, leading to withdrawal as the relationship starts to deepen. Also, honestly, some men are flaky. They're insecure. Some people have patterns of inconsistent behavior. And this is what's called the wounded masculine energy. So there's childhood wounds usually that need to be healed in those situations. Also, you're probably going to feel confused or hurt if you like the guy. The sudden withdrawal after a few days can lead to confusion, as the initial interactions may have suggested potential. You might be doubting yourself, or you might be looking at yourself saying, okay, what did I do wrong? You may not have done anything wrong, okay? The third scenario is when a man disappears after there's been an agreement or a commitment to be in a relationship. Now, this one really hurts. So this can happen after a significant amount of time has been spent together, and there's a clear understanding that both individuals are in a committed relationship. So let's look at some possible reasons why this may have happened. Number one, he could be experiencing major personal issues, some kind of crisis or mental health issue that might have caused him to withdraw completely, feeling incapable of maintaining a relationship. Number two, there could be infidelity or guilt. He could possibly be involved with another woman or feel guilty about his actions. Maybe his ex-girlfriend showed up. Maybe he met someone else and decided to pursue that, and he may have felt guilty about confronting the issue. Also, he could be feeling trapped or suffocated in a relationship, leading him to believe that disappearing is the only way out. Now, here's a big one: conflict avoidance. Some men have a strong aversion to conflict. Maybe they have an avoidant attachment style, and they would just rather disappear because sometimes they don't want to disappoint the woman. So they would rather just disappear than have the conversation. So when this happens, it can cause deep emotional pain. After you've been in a committed relationship and someone leaves, you can feel betrayed. You're going to feel betrayed and abandoned. It may create trust issues. You may look at it and say, okay, how can I trust another man again? And also it leaves a woman with a need for closure. So the fear of closure, the lack of closure can prolong the healing process sometimes as a woman struggles with unanswered questions or unresolved feelings. So other reasons could include the following. He could just have a fear of commitment. One of the primary reasons men might express interest and then disappears a fear of commitment. Initially, that excitement is going to wear off. That initial excitement, and then when things become real, sometimes a man who really doesn't want a commitment, he will disappear. So, and I'm not justifying this. I'm just telling you some reasons why it happens and why it may have happened to you. So it's important that before you agree to be in a relationship with someone or to be exclusive, that you look for red flags, look for issues that may indicate there's a fear of commitment. Sometimes men when their parents went through a divorce, or maybe they went through a divorce or had a failed relationship, they're afraid of going deeper into a commitment. So have those conversations early in the relationship. Before you commit to be exclusive with a man, make sure that talk about the future, talk about what you want. Don't be in a situation where you get 2 years in and all of a sudden you're like, I want to get married, and the man's like, I never want to get married. That conversation needs to be had at the very beginning before you agree to exclusivity. Also, it's important to evaluate a man and use your head and evaluate, okay, where's he at? Is he someone who's relationship ready? If that's what you're looking for, and not just to get caught up in the chemistry or the attraction, but ladies, let's use our heads before we commit to a relationship or commit to a man or commit to a marriage, and think long term, okay? Don't just get caught up in the immediate chemistry or attraction, which is what happens to a lot of ladies and men too. So if you have experienced someone who ghosted you or disappeared, my heart goes out to you. I empathize with you. I know that it is painful, but I want you to understand, don't fall into self-blame. Don't fall into self-condemnation. Don't get into a pattern of thinking, what is wrong with me? What did I do wrong? In every relationship, there's always two people, and there's always going to be mistakes that are made. But much of the time, it has nothing to do with you. The man has his own issues. Now, it's important to reflect and look at yourself. Maybe you did some things that pushed him away. If you were controlling or trying to step into masculine energy, yes, that does push a man away. And if some of those things happened, I encourage you to do some inner healing and do the inner work so that going into the next relationship, you will learn and gain wisdom from it. But let me say this, ladies, many times, more often than not, when a man ghosts and disappears, he will come back at some point. And so don't chase a man who disappears. Don't blow up the phone. If you send him one message and he doesn't respond, leave it alone. Don't blow up the phone. Don't go to his house. Don't just let it be. And if he really loved you and was committed to you at some point, he's probably going to come back, and that will be the time to have a conversation. He may come back and apologize. He may come back and share with you what happened. So let it be. Give him space. Give him his freedom. In the meantime, I encourage you, talk to other men. Be open to talking to other men. I know it might not be easy in the beginning. You may feel like, my heart's with this man. There's no one else. I promise you, there is an abundance of men. So even if you don't feel like beginning to date yet, just talk to men. Receive the arrows of men. It will help you so much towards the healing process. And so it is your destiny to have a life partner. It is your destiny to be married. So don't let one bad experience cause you to give up. No, stay on the grid. As I like to say, do the inner work on you. Continue to pray, and in due season, either this man will come back or a better man will show up. So if you have gone through an experience similar to this, or you feel that maybe you want some inner healing and you want to talk to me, reach out. I'll be glad to set up a coaching call with you. If you're watching on TikTok, you can click the email link in my bio and email me, and we can set up a coaching call. My email is prophetdanareese@gmail.com. So I love you. I'm praying for you, and God has great things for you. So don't give up and don't quit. I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.